Do you ever find yourself falling asleep, feeling peaceful after a long day, only to wake up with a persistent headache or a hazy mind, despite the fact that you thought you had gotten a full night's rest? Although you have avoided late snacking, kept the room dark, and even tried the herbal tea that your friend suggested, you still haven't found a solution. It is clear that you have made an effort. You have made adjustments to your pillow, reduced the amount of time you spend in front of a screen, and possibly even begun a nightly routine in order to relax. Nevertheless, that hints of worry continue to remain. What would you do if there was an element in your evening routines that was not immediately obvious, such as the way you breathe or the way you position your head, that was quietly building up pressure inside of you? If you find out what it is, you could be startled. Stay with me, because I'm going to share the most surprising change that most seniors make by the time we reach the end of this article. This modification could be the key to restful evenings without you even realizing how simple it is. Imagine this unease building in a way that is both subtle and slow, without you even being aware that it is occurring. One night, a slight soreness disappears without a trace. The following moment, you find yourself hesitating to stand up swiftly and clenching the bed even more tightly. After the age of 60, this is not only annoying, it is urgent. Dizziness, confusion, or the nagging concern that you will require a walker or wheelchair sooner than you would want are all potential outcomes of this condition. Who would want to be dependent on other people for something as simple as getting dressed or having a conversation with their family? You should take note, however, that it is not your fault, and it is not too late to make things right. It's possible that this unnoticed mistake in your nighttime wind-down routine is gradually losing the safety that your brain provides. Let's find out who the enemy may be hiding. There is more to it than meets the eye. It is not just age or heredity. Poor habits throughout the evening, such as eating a lot or harboring stress before going to bed, are the silent cause of an increase in blood pressure. These appear to be harmless after the age of 60, but they create low-grade pressure spikes, which are similar to a boiling pot that puts strain on your vessels and brain. Something as simple as a late coffee or an unresolved worry could be shifting the scales toward brittle arteries and less steady mornings without the individual even being aware of it. But in the meantime, don't alter your routine. When it comes to habits, the difficulty is to recognize which ones to change and which ones to accept. What the majority of people don't grasp, and this transforms everything, is that sleep after the age of 60 is not simply rest. It is time for your vessels to repair themselves. When we were younger, a short nap was all that was needed to solve the problem. However, after the age of 60, behaviors such as not drinking enough water can cause inflammation, which is analogous to a smoldering fire that erodes brain protection. According to research published in the American Journal of Cardiology, eating a large dinner close to bedtime increases the chance of having a stroke by 66%. Caffeine use in the evening has been linked to a 24% increase in blood pressure during the night, according to another study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology. Rather than being a fault, this is a movement in paradigm. If you ignore signs, you are making a silent error that compounds up over time. Habits are not the bad guys. Because of this, we are going to be counting down 8 habits to watch out for today, beginning with some cautions about what to avoid and then moving on to some solutions. Stay tuned for the most important revelation. In most cases, senior citizens do not anticipate this game-changing event. Before going to bed, let's talk about the 8th point, which is to ignore any emotional strain. When you are 60 years old, repressing your problems may appear to be a trivial matter. Nonetheless, it unleashes a strain that you did not anticipate. Stress maintains a high level of cortisol, which acts as a clamp on capillaries and causes small increases in blood flow. The science behind this phenomenon is basic. Over time, this common process will eventually spread to your brain, causing you to have restless nights. Is it a personal attack? During morning rituals, your balance decreases, your energy decreases when you go out, and your independence decreases when even the simplest of activities feel onerous, all of which eat away at the freedom you have worked so hard to earn. Here is a straightforward action. Journal 3 happy ideas every night, but no more than that. Turn your worry into thankfulness. They will help you remain calm without any effort. Will it be simple to begin today? Even worse, as we move on to number 7, is the practice of taking medications without properly timing them. Taking a late pill may seem convenient after the age of 60, but certain pills might cause breathing difficulties, similar to a concealed surge in pressure. You might think of it as adding gasoline to a slow fire. It ignites in a calm manner, which has an effect on the relaxation of the vessel. One might not even be aware of the fact that this can result in fragmented rest. Your mobility decreases as a result of the impact. Your steps become shorter, your balance becomes unstable on stairs, your energy levels drop, causing you to sit more, and your freedom to travel any place becomes questionable. Take this step right now. Move your medication to the morning for the next 2 weeks, and you will notice that your nights are more consistent. Replace with the timing that has been approved by the doctor. It will be easier on your system. Only a minor adjustment, but a significant relief. The situation becomes even worse from there. The 6th problem is that there is little ventilation in the room. At 60, a stuffy area may appear to be pleasant, but trapped carbon dioxide raises pressure in a subtle way. Simply put, it is comparable to breathing in stale air. It causes vessels to hurt softly, thereby limiting the passage of oxygen. Over the course of a night, this process accumulates, so reducing the capacity for brain regeneration. In my experience, reaching the age of 60 results in a diminished spring in your step, a diminished ability to maintain balance when turning, a persistent fatigue that forces you to stay inside, and a diminished capacity to pursue life on your own terms. Action time. If it is safe to do so, open a window for 10 minutes before going to bed. Choose fresh air since it improves circulation without making you feel stuffy. Give it a shot this evening. Even more concerning is the fact that urine is retained overnight, which comes in at number 4. After the age of 60, suppressing the urge may appear to be innocuous, but it actually strains on nerves and causes adrenaline levels to spike. Holding an object generates a stress response, similar to the flooding that occurs when there is a sudden rainstorm. It causes a backup, which in turn fuels pressure. Do you feel the hit? During the middle of the morning, energy levels plummet. Balance is unsteady on floors, and independence is lost when rising is hesitant, transforming pleasures into labor. Take immediate action in response to cravings. Refrain from holding back once a week. Take toilet breaks. They will refresh you without flooding you with water. Doable in the present day, isn't it? Now, as we go on to the top 3, here's the catch. These following ones are hiding in plain sight, appearing to be comforts, but they pack a more powerful punch. Lastly, drinking alcohol before going to bed. After the age of 60, a nightcap may appear to be soothing. However, it actually causes vascular constriction. In everyday language, it is your system overreacting, which is analogous to revving in neutral. It wastes calm and wears parts, and it targets brain flow. After the age of 60, your walks become shorter, your balance becomes unstable on paths, your energy levels drop, leaving you feeling exhausted, and that walker begins to look too familiar, posing a threat to your activities. See what happens if we abstain from drinking alcohol in the evenings for a whole month. Use chamomile tea instead. It will calm you down without giving you a surge. Get started right away. Before we move on to the second section, I would like to make a very crucial clarification. These aren't all terrible forever, but after 60, they become silent errors that build up very quickly. Second, eating a hearty meal right before going to bed. A large meal can be comforting after the age of 60, but excessive digesting can interfere with rest, putting pressure on vessels. Late eating causes an increase in blood thickness, similar to a sponge that is storing additional water. It causes the blood to inflate and decrease its flow. For me, this means that I wake up with a throbbing headache. My equilibrium is unstable due to weariness. I have little energy for my hobbies, and I gradually lose that independence to go wherever I want. Take immediate action. Consume a small meal with vegetables 2 hours before going to bed. Or, even better, opt for salads, which contain nutrients without the bloating. The change should be made tomorrow during dinner. Throughout all of this, I have been hinting at it. which is the most significant difference that most elderly citizens find surprising. This is not another avoid. Rather, it is the hidden weapon that you have neglected to use, the one behavior that has the potential to truly reconstruct what these other habits have destroyed. Stay with me for a little while longer. It's easier than you think it is, and it's directly related to the concern you had about getting enough sleep in the first place. At long last, the big revelation has arrived. What is the most important secret weapon? Inhaling deeply before going to bed. Yes, that straightforward inhale-exhale that the majority of elderly citizens perform without much thought, but it is directly related to the promise we made at the beginning. While routines sneak in threats without awareness, breathing calmly relaxes from the inside out. How come? According to studies published in Hypertension Research, it may reduce blood pressure by 7 millimeters of mercury and activates your parasympathetic system in the same way as a chili compress does. After the age of 60, this results in more restful sleep, more stable balance, and vitality that lasts throughout the day. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. Repeat this sequence 10 times each night. At the very least, do it 3 times per week. Combine it with low light conditions and avoid forcing it. A number of elderly people have reported experiencing calmer nights in recent weeks. You will be grateful to your body if you give it a shot. There is still time. It is not even close to being too late. On the other hand, this is only fine-tuning for the path that lies ahead of you. You have years of experience and labor behind you. Your 5-step action plan to preserve your nights, beginning now, is as follows. The first step is to examine your behaviors. As we said before, you should avoid drinking alcohol and large meals shortly before dinner. The second step is to ventilate the rooms. Tomorrow evening, open the windows. Immediately react to desires, which is the third step. The fourth step is to reduce stress by having conversations or writing in a journal. Aim for 10 repetitions of deep breathing tonight, which is the fifth step. Repeat on a weekly basis, make a note of mornings that are more peaceful, and alter as you believe is appropriate. Taking baby steps might lead to silent victories. In the event that this strikes a chord with you, please put 1 in the comments section. Together, let's create a community of elderly citizens who share their victories. It would be helpful if you could type 0 if anything didn't click with you. And yes, if the idea of safer evenings fills you with excitement, the following time we will discuss 3 hidden daytime habits that raise pressure. Make sure to subscribe for that. Please keep in mind that this is primarily for educational purposes. Before making any changes, especially with medications or conditions, you should always consult with your physician. You are all set. Tranquil evenings are just around the corner.